Ah, a tree stretches to the sky, bathing in the buttery warmth of the sun. Blades of grass shiver in the breeze of a cool autumn day. Yeah, I think we can all agree nature is pretty great. And through the ages, it's become more and more necessary for progress and nature to coexist, which, in my opinion, can also be kind of beautiful. In fact, that theme is a big part of a game I recently played. Manifest Destiny, the environment, some pretty heavy topics there. And believe it or not, that's just the tip of the iceberg.
I love Bastion. This should come as no surprise to anyone following me on Twitter, but I digress. Bastion is a video game, published digitally just this past summer. You can find it on Steam for the PC, or on the Xbox Live Marketplace for the Xbox 360. Now, I know not everyone who might be watching this is into games. I know that for you, gaming may not be a thing, but just give me a sec. Hear me out. This is not a review, this is a recommendation.
Proper story's supposed to start at the beginning. Ain't so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world got all twisted, leaving him stranded on a rock in the sky.
That's how it all begins. You learn the world has been devastated by an incident called the Calamity, and that in case of an emergency, your character's people were supposed to head to a place called the Bastion. The narrator serves to explain the story as it goes along, but not everything he says is integral to the way the overarching story plays out. For example, the first time you fall off the game world,
And then he falls to his death. I'm just fooling.
or if you decide to stay in one place and just smash random objects for a bit. There's a line for that too.
Kid just rages for a while.
This style of storytelling makes it almost like you're sitting around a campfire just listening to this old guy tell you about his life. It gives the events of the game a lot of heart, and the story is surprisingly deep for a game that on the surface feels so small and cozy. There are themes of war, the end of the world, xenophobia, depression, the environment, and never once does any of it feel trite or preachy. It comes across as matter of fact, like an actual story the narrator's just trying his best to document. That's as far as I'll go in talking about the story. Honestly, there isn't much more I can say that won't give away any of the surprises.
Good news is the emergency defenses still work. Bad news is they're aiming for the kid.
Besides the narrator, the other thing you'll notice about Bastion is that it looks and sounds amazing. The anime style of the characters may turn some people off, but the stages are patently gorgeous. On the audio side, the score blends Western twang with Eastern flair and mixes in some playful electronica for good measure to create a genre the composer calls acoustic frontier trip-hop. The result is a beautiful soundtrack that you may even want to listen to when you're not playing the game. You'll notice I haven't really talked about the gameplay. That's mainly because I'm afraid if I get into mechanics and buttons, someone watching will tune me out, and I really don't want that. And not because I care if you stop watching me, but because this is a great game, a game that everyone, yes, even you, should play. At only $15, it's cheap, easy to play, and it carries a rich narrative. And even if you don't feel like blowing $15 on a game you don't think you'll even like, there are free demos of Bastion available on both Steam and the Xbox. I'm serious. Even if you don't usually play anything beyond Tetris and Farmville, you should play this. Give Bastion a shot. You won't be sorry.
Kid puts him out of his misery.